yeah, space. I don't know. I just love space.
Okay, I got to start off because we are looking right now at NASA, and my boys love space. They would be so into these uniforms right here. The helmets are so cool.
I mean, what's cooler than space?
First off, just like your kids, Jesse, I love space. So this is just exciting in general.
Look at that moon. There's the moon. Here's the astronaut.
That's amazing.
Now, do they typically do these on helmets? I mean, I imagine seeing this like on an NHL goalie or something like that, where they have the really artistic helmets. I mean, this is so out there.
Army and Navy, when they play each other every year, one of the intriguing subplots is the custom uniform and helmet designs they will create specifically for that year's game. Because you got to look at those moon shoes, the cleats.
Oh, good detail.
Yeah. I feel like marketing directors for Navy were sitting in a room this year and they're like, you can't beat space. I don't care what the army puts out, but like they're not beating space. Like they knew what they were doing.
They did. It's almost not fair, you know?
Yeah, because the Army, I actually think the Army uniform has more detail to it, it's more interesting, but like this is just classic America, classic astronaut.
Sure.
The Army theme is a tribute to the 1st Armored Division, specifically the 1st Armored Division during World War II.
This is really cool. Look at the
splatter.
The blended in design, the splatter, the paint splatter design as it blends into the pants. Very, very cool stuff. And the paint splatter on the helmet and the gloves, if you look at the gloves carefully.
It gives you that gritty in the trenches feel. I really like it.
I agree totally. It looks awesome. I love the tribute to the 1st Armored Division. I think on the uniform itself, it has a 1 and a star in the upper right chest. It's that one. Yeah, I think that's really cool.
That like right in the front there with the colors, is that kind of like mimicking captain's like colors that they would wear on their lapel? It's a great detail, and I wonder if it's going to be different depending on the player or if they're all the same. I like how they both put out like a very detailed explanation of everything.
Justin, you're talking about how each branch had a detailed one-sheeter pointing out all the intricacies, and that's really a fun aspect of this. It's the game within the game is sizing up these uniforms and the stories behind them.
How about this? Do we have a prediction for the game? Go ahead, Jesse. You know so much about sports,
right? I mean, which one wins? I love that NASA helmet, so I've got to go with Navy.
It's hard to pick. I want them both to win. I got to go with space. Not that I don't want to pick favorites, but the space one was amazing.
I think based on the uniforms, they're both tipping their hat as to what their strategy is going to be. I think that Army's going to be down in the mud and run the ball, and I think that Navy's going to throw because of space, and I think it's a passer's lead, so I think Navy's going to take this one.
Yeah.
I was just going to comment on that. That's such a thinking man's way to go about it. I was just going with what was pretty.
I'm going to do an upset. I like the Army uniforms better than I like the Navy uniforms. I say so they won by a very, very small margin, maybe a last-second field goal, so to speak, in the uniform category. But as far as the game goes, Army's got the better team. They'll win the game. They're actually a 7-point favorite, and they're minus 300 money line. All right, Vic, what's your call?
My father-in-law went to the Naval Academy, so I recused myself.
We don't pull that on these videos. You got to make a pick anyway.
Well, in that case, if you're going to give me the points, I'll take Navy and the points.